once the taxes are filed right, everyone's happy. If the taxpayer, you have to pay a big check, you feel good and you're confident that the check wasn't as big as it could be, and the hassle is over, right? Or at least there's a plan to see the finish line. And if you get a refund, maybe the refund is a big one and you feel great about that. These are the perfect times to begin the upselling process for your other tax services or other tax services you'd like to promote. I said begin because I did say process because it should be an ongoing process. Here's why. When the best time to sell someone something, this doesn't sound logical, but it's true, is right after they bought something and feel good about it, or right after they've experienced something that they're really excited about. And so once you've filed taxes, you presented what the outcome was, now's a great time to say, hey, think about how you can get even better outcomes come next year by doing, bookkeeping or doing tax strategy proactively. And so I'll say, this is 3 tips, about 3 tips. Number 1, if you're probably doing this, but in case you're not, don't just sit there and file the taxes and hand them over, right? You need to do a somewhat detailed walkthrough to show your client what you did for them, what trouble they would have been if they didn't talk to you. I've had tax preparers do this in the past. It's been years, but you're like, here's your return, and they say, hey, look, we got you all this money back. But how? Why? What makes me think that I couldn't have got it someplace else? What makes you think you did it right? Or just assume, even though it's my responsibility to know those things. So anyway, do a detailed walkthrough so you can point out what you're doing. So they're extra happy about you. They feel confident that you're an expert and that you took care of them. But also in the process of explaining, here's what I did. But I know when I'm doing this, I see you have properties. Well, we can proactively strategize how you can maximize your tax benefits rather than just doing preparation at the end after whatever's happened all year. Get ahead of it, and you might be able to, get this many, whatever benefit they'll be able to get. You can help them tap into. Do that. Or if they have a very complicated return, things everywhere, it's a hot mess, right? As you're going through and you say, look at all this. This would have been so much easier and faster if you just did these things on an ongoing basis, or even better, if you had somebody who kept your books. So in that moment of selling, of presenting the tax filing, the outcome, it's a great time to verbally, in person, or virtually, however you do that, face-to-face, tell them, I also provide this service, and it could provide this benefit for you, specifically pointing out where the areas of opportunities are that you just notice. There's probably more than that, but this is just what I noticed from doing the preparation, and you can do it from there. When you give them the paperwork, this is idea number 2. Put a little flyer in there, even a sales letter if you're courageous like that. Put it in the file. Here's your documents, all the documents, all that. By the way, here's a thank you letter and a little sales letter. Now, like we talked about in a previous video, you don't want to just say, I do bookkeeping, hire me now. You should say, give them the benefits of time saving, additional tax savings, additional, opportunities that you take advantage of, etc. Simplicity, confidence, less hassle. All those things that you get that are benefits, you get all of them when you hire me for this. Put that right in the paperwork folder. Have it, make it look nice. You can have a list of testimonials right there in that sales letter. Or whatever, just this list of testimonials. Here's people who are happy about what we've done. And so that's a great time for them to see that. And if they ever go back and look at their paper, they will. They might, they'll see once again, oh yeah, there's additional stuff here. They will have heard from you verbally. They will see it in their paperwork. And then I would say the third tip is ongoing communication afterwards. I would say this. You should have an email newsletter, that's my opinion. But if that's the case, right after you filed, if you got their email address, email them and remind them, we talked about this, but I just wanted to, because almost nobody buys something the first time they hear about it. They may not buy the second time they heard about it. You've heard it said that people, it takes 7 times hearing something before they buy anything. And that may be the case or may not be the case for each individual person. And for you, it may be different as well. But don't give up before 7. Don't ever give up. So I would say send emails. If you do like once a month emails, it doesn't have to be a sales pitch email. You just mention once again, save time, save hassle, claim everything, find everything that you deserve, whatever you're selling. Call it, we'll talk about it. You can offer, especially in that beginning, I meant to say, you can offer like I don't want to say incentive, but like a credit. You file taxes with me this year, I'm giving a 50% off your first month of bookkeeping or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you take advantage right away. But in your ongoing communications, monthly email, at least, I would say you should send direct mail again, maybe a couple times before the next tax season. Just send it. It could be the sales letter by itself. It could be when you're doing the birthday card. Well, don't do it when you do the birthday card. It takes away from the birthday card. But if you send a birthday card and an anniversary card, and also a sales letter saying, it's that time of year when you're thinking about Independence Day, right? Freedom. Imagine being free from having to take care of your own books. Imagine being free from the hassle of putting everything together at the last minute. Whatever. I'm not going to write your sales letter for you here, but direct mail. A few times between the time you do the preparation and next tax season. And I would say also, it's worth a phone call as well. Checking in on you halfway through the year. I just want to be, make sure everything's going good and remind you, hey, I also do take hassle out of your hand. I also do strategy now. And whether you have a promotion or not, people are worried about ruining the relationship. But really, they're trying to help them. So as long as you don't come across as high pressure, but you come across as, hey, I know I can save you money. Or I know that there's tax credits that you're missing out on. There's tax deductions that you could claim, but you got to do it by this deadline if you want to claim it by it. When you come in next tax season, you're going to be mad that you missed out on these things. And I'm calling just to give you another chance. You don't have to do it, of course, but I encourage you to take advantage of it now. Or if you got a limited number of seats, right? I'm just selling out. I want to make sure, I'm filling up. I want to make sure that if you want to do this, you get in, because you're my valued client. I know I could help you out, and I want to let you know that you still have time to do that. No pressure, whatever, but give them that opportunity. So upselling is a great way of. Doing tax prep is a great time to upsell into bookkeeping or to upsell into strategy advisory. So keep that in mind. Also, if you sell bookkeeping, doing tax prep might be a great feeder system to get into bookkeeping, or partnering with a tax preparer. You probably already know this, but if you partner with someone who does tax prep but they don't do strategy or they don't do bookkeeping, it's a great time to talk to somebody and say, hey, let's partner. We'll do it back and forth, or I'll give you the referral. What do you call it? Mutual referrals, some kind of incentive or whatever. A way of continually bringing in high quality leads, because the best new client is satisfied old client or a repeat client. Why not have them repeat from prep into your other services? So anyway, hope that's helpful. Give it a try. This tax season, give it a try. And I'd love to hear how it works for you.